Ladies and gentlemen from around the world, my name is Dr. Toffnar, and it is my absolute pleasure, I have to say, my absolute pleasure, to introduce you to my newest RDA, the newest RDA in the Dr. Toffnar family. This is, for my first ever review, I've forgotten the distributor maker's name. It's the Cosmonaut RDA. I'm going to find out for you, ladies and gentlemen, who makes this thing. God, how have I forgotten? District 5. Christ almighty. District 5, the Cosmonaut RDA. In my opinion, the greatest RDA that has ever been made. It's a postless deck, as you can see. So it's a postless deck. You just slot your coils into the 4 post holes. You pre-bend them, and because it's a postless deck, you can put whatever you like in it. I've got some Hero Alliance coils in here at the moment, using cotton bacon. Obviously, it does have a single coil option. I went for the dual coil option. I'm not a big fan of RDAs that have a single coil option but are predominantly used for dual coils. I just think the flavour gets lost in the space. It is quite apt considering this is the Cosmonaut RDA. Yeah, Hero Alliance coils coming in at about 0.36 on the Hexome V3. This is a genuine Hexome V3, as this is a genuine Cosmonaut RDA as well. I've got the airflow almost halfway, well no, about a quarter of the way closed, I'd say. I've got the potentiometer set to about 85. I could not quite easily, I could work out what voltage it's pulling from the batteries, and what voltage it's pulling from the batteries, as well as what wattage it's using, what it's utilising to produce the vapour. But this isn't a very detailed review. I do apologise. I'm just going to vape on it, and I'm going to tell you what I think of it overall, and yeah, we'll take it from there. The Cosmonaut RDA, why is this my new favourite RDA? I've had it for about a day now. This is the only build I've put in here so far. I've been vaping predominantly Hicks lemon meringue pie. I make my own e-juices, and I bought a few recipes off the Hicks site. He's a great mixer, he really is. He gets his flavours down, and his lemon meringue pie is perfect. It's a bit like the Dinner Ladies lemon meringue pie, but it's not so heavy on the sweetener. Otherwise, it's one of the best vapes I've ever had. Through one of the best RDAs I've ever had. And sometimes a thing happens in a vapor's life where you hit certain milestones and you think, whoa, now I remember why I vape. And this RDA is one that has conjured a brand new image of fresh new mountains of flavour for me. And it is a flavour RDA. It kicks the vapour, as you've just seen, but the flavour from this thing, I have a theory that, in a similar way to, if any of you have ever come to know the Troll RTA, the reason why I think that gives such predominantly good flavour is because it does have a single post, but the post is it's just one solid block. It's got a peak insulator in the middle. It's sort of like a velocity style thing, but it's one solid piece. There's no gap in between like you get with the velocity style decks. It's one solid piece of metal split in two with peak insulator in the centre. You put your coils in, and the airflow can't go anywhere else but on the coils and straight up. Whereas with velocity style decks, there's a theory that it sort of creates a vortex, and you lose some of the flavour with posts, with a post deck. And I think it's a similar reason for why the flavour is so good on the postless deck on the Cosmonaut and other postless decks that I've tried. I think the flavour has nowhere to go but straight up. It doesn't go round. It hits the coils and goes straight up. And the flavour on this thing, I mean, I've tried Goons, I've tried Kennedys, I've tried Apocalypses, Apocalypse V2s I should say. They've all been great, I've loved them all, and to be quite honest, I don't think they hold a candle to this. And of course it's all subjective, it's all contextual. The fact that I'm vaping this on a Hexome with nearly 0 ramp up time and it hits like a fucking train, I think that helps a great deal. So your mileage may vary with this particular product, but for me personally, on the setup I've got and the juice I'm running it through and the cores I'm using, it's the best vape I've ever had, and I can say that without a shadow of a doubt. It's astonishing the flavour I'm getting from this thing. Now, it's difficult for me to comment and sort of go anywhere on from here, really, because I've said all I needed to say. There's nothing I don't like about it. There's nothing I don't. Maybe the 510 connector could be out a little bit more. As you can see, you probably can't see because this is a terrible camera, but it's not quite protruding enough. Well, you could put it on a hybrid device, I think, and it'd be fine. So therefore, I think you could put it on most devices and it'd be fine. But I'd still like it out a little bit more. It's not floating, and I don't think it's extendable. I don't think it is. I haven't tested that yet, so take that with a pinch of salt. What don't I like about it? It's hard to. Maybe the resistances on the top cap could be a little bit more, but that's nitpicky at most, you know. I don't know where to go, to be honest with you. I don't know what to say other than flattery, you know, other than just to throw praise at this thing. Yeah, it's a fantastic RDA. It's the best one I've ever used. The profile I'm getting from my juices, like I said, I've tried some of the big boys of Flavortown, the big RDAs of Flavortown, and they're great. They're really, really good, and I would never want to take anything away from them. And again, it's all subjective, it's all contextual. Take this with a pinch of salt. You might not like it as much as I do, but I think this is one incredible piece of kit. And like I said, paired with the Hexome, and I've tried it on my the T150, the Segele, which is an okay mod, and even then, it's just as good once you ramp the wattage up. I've yet to use this with a micro build, like just a single round wire build, like on Canthal or Nichrome. So I don't know whether the flavour would diminish. It probably would, because I know very few people who use. Sorry, that's my dog. Very few people who use just regular round wire these days for flavour chasing. Some people obviously still doing. Some people get fantastic results, especially from Nichrome. Amazingly, not amazingly, because Nichrome's brilliant. But yeah, I'll try it on here. Maybe I'll come back and then let you guys know what I think of it in a week, in a month's time. I don't think my opinion will change, to be honest with you, unless a device is released within that time that betters it, which I think is highly unlikely. That's even the design, the simplicity of it. It's got this this slight disconnect between the top cap and the actual the chamber, basically, of the tank, and that's for heat dissipation, and that's great as well. Like the thought of everything. It's sort of like the Apocalypse V2, the way it's ridged. It makes it not hot on the lips once you've had a hot vape. So yeah, that's all I've got to say about it, really, guys. It's a great flavour chasing RDA, the best flavour chasing RDA I've ever used personally. Kicks the clouds, as you'll see. Yeah, kicks the clouds, and it's just amazingly simple to build on as well. Like, again, I can't fault it, and I'm sorry I'm fawning over this, and it seems incredibly over enthusiastic, but you've got to shout about these sorts of RDAs and these sorts of products when they come out, because, yeah, fantastic. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Vape on, and I'll see you in the next one. Maybe. Ciao.